Have you ever been watching a movie or reading a book and you just get this feeling like you've seen this story before? It's not a coincidence. So many of our favorite stories, from myths to movies, actually follow a kind of secret formula. Today, we're going to break down that formula, what's called the hero's journey, and we'll use the amazing story of Queen Noreen to see exactly how it works. And trust me, once you see it, you'll start noticing it everywhere.
So what's the secret sauce? How does a story take a regular person and turn them into a hero we all root for? Well, it's not really about the fancy title or the cool weapon. It's all about the journey they take. So let's follow Queen Noreen step by step and watch how this incredible transformation really happens.
You know, every great adventure has to start somewhere, right? And usually, that place is home, in what storytellers call the ordinary world. This first part is super important because it shows us what life is like before everything gets turned upside down. For Queen Noreen, that world was a kingdom full of calm, beautiful magic, a place of total peace.
Just look at her world. It's all about light, isn't it? Her palace is literally filled with soft sunlight and these floating fairy lights, almost like little captured stars. Even the book she's holding is glowing. All of this imagery paints a picture of a world that's peaceful, calm, and full of wisdom. This is her normal, the before picture that's about to get seriously disrupted.
And that vibe of perfect harmony just flows right out into her magical garden. You can almost smell the enchanting flowers and hear those little magical birds. Now, it's really important that we see all this beauty because it shows us exactly what's at stake. This isn't just a pretty scene. It's a world that is absolutely worth fighting for.
And here at the Enchanted Lake, we really see the peak of all this tranquility. The water is crystal clear, reflecting all these magical bits of light, and all the animals are just chilling out, totally at ease. This is Noreen's world in its most perfect, pristine state, right before the ground shifts beneath her feet.
And then it happens. The call to adventure. This is that one moment that just shatters the hero's everyday life and kicks the whole story into high gear. For Noreen, this call comes from an unexpected visitor with a very, very urgent message.
So a fairy appears, and look how direct this message is. You must complete an important mission to save your kingdom. Boom! No messing around. The stakes are set immediately. The entire kingdom is on the line. And notice, the responsibility is put right on Noreen's shoulders. This is her mission, and hers alone.
And this is where we get our first real clue about her character. Does she hesitate? Does she argue? Nope. She accepts her duty with a gentle smile. This tells us right away that she's not some reluctant hero who needs to be dragged into things. She's proactive and ready to face whatever comes next.
Okay, so she's accepted the mission. Now comes the really hard part. The hero has to leave their comfort zone and step into a new, often dangerous world. This is what we call the path of trials. It's where they're going to face challenges, overcome obstacles, and, in the end, become much, much stronger.
Her journey into the unknown has some very clear steps. First, she has to go into this dark forest, a total opposite of her sunny home and a classic symbol for facing your fears. Then, she has to use her courage and magic to get through it. After that, she has to be perceptive enough to find a secret palace. And finally, she has to use her knowledge to figure out how to even get inside. Each step is like a different test of character.
And once she's inside, it's probably not what you'd expect. It's not some scary, evil lair. It's another magical but kind of mysterious place. You've got these crystals just hanging in the air, and each one has a piece of hidden magic. It's like you can feel the tension, the raw power she's getting closer and closer to.
All right, this leads us to the main event, the ultimate test. Every hero has to face their greatest fear or their biggest enemy. It's the huge crisis at the center of the story, the one moment everything has been building up to. For Noreen, it's a showdown, light versus darkness.
So you've got this epic face-off. On one side, you have Queen Noreen. She's got her tools of light and knowledge, and her whole motivation is to protect her people. And on the other side, the Dark Sorcerer. He's just pure shadow and chaos. The contrast is just perfect. It couldn't be clearer.
And right here, in this critical moment, she declares her purpose. Protecting my kingdom and my people is my responsibility. This isn't about gaining power for her. It's about taking responsibility. This line is everything. It's the source of her strength, her why, and in any hero's journey, that is absolutely key. So all that talk about light versus dark, now it gets real. The ideas become a physical fight. You can just picture it. beams of light and darkness smashing against each other in the air. It's the visual climax of the whole story, this spectacular battle that shows the war between hope and despair.
Okay, so after the big fight comes the reward. The hero has won, and now they get to return to their world. But they don't come back empty-handed. They bring something back with them. It could be a treasure, a lesson, or in Noreen's case, a restored sense of peace.
Now this part is so important. Pay attention to how she wins. It wasn't just raw power. It was the power of her heart, mixed with her knowledge from the magic book. And by defeating the sorcerer, she gets her immediate reward. Light floods back into the palace. The darkness she had to journey through is finally gone.
And back home, it's celebration time. Everyone is cheering, the fairies are flying around, the flowers are blooming again, but it's different now, you know? This isn't just a return to the way things were. It's a new kind of peace, one that feels more special because it was earned. The whole kingdom is glowing, just like their queen.
So as she's standing there just taking it all in, we get the real lesson of the whole journey. The special gift she's brought back isn't just safety, it's wisdom. She's realized that the kingdom's true protection doesn't come from magic wands alone. It comes from inside, from love and from courage.
And that's what brings it all back home, to us. In Noreen's story, light was knowledge and courage and love. And it really makes you think. In our own challenges, in the stories of our own lives, what does light represent for you? What is that thing that you fight to protect?